Hi guys, and welcome to a new devlog of my indie game Raidborn, which is a sandbox action RPG set in an adventurous fantasy world. Follow me along and enjoy interesting behind the scenes footage and actively participate in the development of the game. Now let's see what I have for you today.
Brand new cave levels, new object collections, and a working cave level generation. So first I was doing some little tweaks to the object collection system. I added some new objects, created whole new object collections, just to add some more variety to the exterior levels I created last time. And I also explained how the object collections works last time, so check it out if you haven't seen it by clicking on the info banner on the right hand side. And here you can see very well how those object collections work with that stone table here, because as you can see there are different variations with different kind of details every time I spawn this tool table. So this is a very good example for an object collection. As I said in the last video, I will try to improve the object collection system so it can not only spawn one kind of object, in that case here the tool table, but actually different kinds of objects like a table. Okay, we have a table already, but I don't know, chair, campfire, cam, chests, crates, and stuff like that. Oh, you're all there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, sometimes, as you can see, just doing stupid shit. Well, it happens. I'm sorry. Okay, let me remember what the topic was. All right. I'm creating cave parts actually, because as you remember, exterior levels already there, castle already there. So what is missing? Of course, the cave parts. And as you can see, I'm creating different kind of I'm just modeling different kinds of parts like walls, rock walls, grounds, stuff like that, platforms. And normally I try to use pre-made assets, but this time actually I built them from scratch for several reasons. The first is I really had a hard time finding good looking cave parts, and if they did look good, then they didn't really work with my generation system because they didn't snap. And yeah, I need very uniform parts which snap to each other, and I couldn't find one, so I had to create them from scratch, which is time consuming, but hey, I have to do it. Although I had quite a hard time in getting it look right, because I really wanted some nice details in the rock walls, and yeah, it has to fit my low poly style and everything. But ultimately I had to create the whole set of cave parts multiple times. I'm not sure if it was twice, or I think I rebuilt everything twice, and then a lot of tweaking and a lot of stuff, okay? So it took quite some time, but ultimately I'm pretty happy with the result. But now let's talk about what's special regarding the caves. Well, the most obvious one is that the caves are inhabited by goblins. And the goblins, other than the skeletons and the bandits, are a very fast race. So they are very aggressive, they attack very often, they are relatively fast, can run faster than other enemies, but they don't have that much health and also don't make that much damage. Then there also will be some special traps, like some wooden constructions you can destroy, which then can fall down on enemies and kill them or knock them down. And yeah, that are kind of the differences between castle and exterior and caves. And maybe there also will be some special game events, if I will implement game events, which I'm not sure yet. Definitely nothing I will implement into the beta, something for the release of the game maybe, okay? What are game events, by the way? It's just, yeah, like in GTA 5, for example, or in Red Dead Redemption, there are some game events like, I don't know, goblins have took a hostage, and you can rescue that hostage and get some gold if you rescue the hostage from the goblins and kill them. So that would, for example, be a game event. Then I imported those cave parts into the engine just to see if everything looks right and if it looks good. And as you can see, although of course just completely flat cave wall, no details, nothing, but I think it looks pretty okay and it fits my low poly style, and it will fit with all the other assets, and that is what is important. Now that the cave parts were ready, it was time to bring them to use and build the cave tiles, which later the caves get generated from with the level generation system. And for the size regarding the cave levels, I wanted to go for something in between the castle and the exterior levels, because the castle is relatively narrow, you know, you have closed rooms and everything. There is not as much space as in the exterior levels where everything is very open, very free, and the caves are exactly in between. Then I also imported some of the cave layouts to the engine just to see how it looks. Of course, it looks completely horrible because no effects there, no details, no real lights and stuff like that. This will come later on, of course. If you follow this devlog, you know how it goes. First it looks completely ugly and empty, and then I step by step add more stuff, and in the end it looks pretty cool. Next, I adjusted the code a little bit so the generation system works with the new cave tiles I just created. This was a little bit more difficult than I expected, because although the caves are, for example, relatively similar to the castle, still I had to adjust the code quite a lot, because there were some bugs I haven't noticed earlier in the generation system. For some reason didn't really notice it, and they only occurred when I tried to generate the cave level. For example, sometimes exit parts or closer parts were rotated in the wrong direction and stuff like that. But overall I'm pretty happy. Of course, it's always a little bit hard to imagine how this cave level here could look like with details, because they are missing at the moment. By the way, that's something we will take care on in the next episode, but it's always a little bit hard to imagine how this is going to look, and I know it doesn't look really, you know, it doesn't look good or something, it doesn't even look that interesting. I mean, it's empty, plain caves, okay? Like only consists of two colors, brown and gray, so of course it looks relatively dull. But you will be surprised how cool those caves are going to look when I add detail lighting and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. Okay, now once again it is your turn, and I can wait to hear your thoughts about the caves. What do you expect from the caves? What do you expect from the goblins? How should they behave? What kinds of game events can you think of regarding the caves? I'm really excited to hear your ideas. And of course, if you have questions, just ask them and I will try to answer them. Also, make sure to subscribe to my email newsletter if you would like to get notified about a beta test I will do sometime in the future, or about when I release the game and stuff like that. Last but not least, stay cool as always and have a wonderful day.